So that's for later. All right, you ready to do this thing?
Yeah.
All right, let's do this thing. We are Hey everybody, we are back from Las Vegas. Uh this is Vibrating Sheep of Granblue underscore EN. Joined by, as always, DJ.
What's up?
How you doing? Like I saw that you were tired and sleepy. That's a lot of us. Like, are you doing good though?
Uh, maybe. I don't know. I'm depressed today, but that's a different story.
Is that related to the travel things we were talking about earlier?
No, is it related to the other thing that happened today?
Yeah, that's fair. So we'll talk about that one really quickly. Is that like normally after a big event like Evo or Anime Expo, like people come back, and even before the pandemic, there was something called Evola, or there was all sorts of things like that, or Anthrax and stuff like that, where there's that many people packed up into a close spot, and people get sick, and then post COVID, people are coming back from Evo and saying they got COVID. And it's like, okay, well, we're all vaccinated. We come back, like, people are sick, but they're gonna recover. And then today we have the news that one of the freaking commentators for GB Versus, he actually commentated everything. Like he
Yep.
commentated Pokemon Unite. He was one of the MCs for Street Fighter League. Like Nanai,
He got seventh at the Idol Showdown.
yeah, like the
At this Evo.
the Idol Showdown folks were just like, he was so nice to us. Fukuhara of GB Versus, like, he was so nice to me. Like Umehara Daigo, this is the highest praise you can give anybody. His like last words for Nanai were, "No one hated him. This is rare. Like, this is a community that's founded on like rivalries and spite and things like that, and nobody had a bad thing to say about Nanai, and he has passed away at the age of 33. That is way young. That is way too young. So it's not going to be the same watching GV Versus or Street Fighter League without him, DJ.
Yeah.
There's a big hole.
I mean, we still have Macau, but those two were like always together when I watched the streams.
Yeah. It's it's one thing to come back and be like, oh, this person got sick, but they're gonna get better. Hope everybody's doing fine. Then just being like, his heart stopped beating and he fell over. There's been far too many times that I've seen that news in this lifetime, and it'll never get less painful. It sucks.
Yeah.
So, well, rest in peace. And we just gotta remember to value the time that we have together now more than ever.
Yeah.
Uh,
Other than that, Evo was all right. Like we didn't sleep. We actually didn't sleep.
I slept a lot. I don't know about you.
No, I did not sleep.
Yeah, that's
I had
you when
4
you
hours
travel.
each day.
Yeah, that's what you when you travel. Like, so I made sure before the GBF summer stream to get as much sleep as freaking possible. So like as of like 3 o'clock on Friday afternoon, I was just like, all right, peace out, everybody. I'm going to sleep in the room for like 5 hours. I conked
I
out
mean,
there.
I had to get my butt blasted by Evo
Gamera.
Champ Gamera on stream.
Du- Double Evo champ, by the way. He won both GB Versus and GB Versus Rising.
Defending champion on when I had to fight him.
Yeah, he has not lost an Evo for GB Versus, has he?
I don't think so for Evo
Yeah, he won
Japan.
last year. He won Evo Japan, and he won this year. So he has not lost an Evo. That's that is unquestionably the best tournament run in GB Versus. Like, he didn't win every single Side Games Cup, but that means he is fallible. Just not at Evo, not on the Evo stage. You can't beat him.
Also, there's an innate issue with the original GB versus netcode. So
True, that was why he was in losers for
because he got
one of
DQ'd,
them.
right? If
Yeah,
I remember correctly.
he just plain disconnected from a first round match in one of them. All right, so That said, all of that out of the way, we had a whole lot that happened on Saturday morning.
Yeah, I got my thing signed by Fukara.
I too got an autograph from Fukuhara. Um, but in classic me fashion, I actually didn't get it signed for myself. I was there for the story and for the picture, and then the actual object that is there is actually technically Henry's. It just happened to be in my bag. I'm like, yeah, sure.
Meanwhile, I still had the camping seats
Hmm.
avail in my luggage. I'm like, oh, I'll do this then.
Hmm. All right, so all that out of the way. So we are in the middle of Jujutsu Kaisen. Um, this is one of the funnier uh, collabs that we've had in a while, largely because of freaking Toto, my goat, my bruzza, my besto friendo. Um, you don't know very much about JJK, right,
Nope.
DJ? You just know about Toto because of all the memes around him, I think.
Yep, he's the best character.
He, he's so good. But where is he? He's a dark summon, right?
He's a light summon.
He's a light summon? Oh, the dark summon's gonna be Gojo, that's right. He's here somewhere. Just look for that hulking muscle man. There he is. So here's Toto Aoi. Um, he is in the story super into Granblue Fantasy and knows more about Granblue Fantasy than the actual characters of Granblue Fantasy do.
Yeah.
And so his summon, it's like for once they actually wrote out everything. So his sub summon gives revitalize to Yuji and Megumi, the collab characters, at the start of the battle,
And strength.
and strength, and guaranteed triple attacks for a turn.
That one's at 4-star.
Yeah. And then his aura is 50% to every attack. That's standard for a collab summon. 30% boost to C8 damage and 20% boost to charge bars, which is not enough to really do anything compared to the 30%ers. But if you have combine it with something like, say, a Charlotta when you're just starting out, then that's how it is.
I'm not sure how that's like 5 meter.
I'm talking about Grand Charlotta, who's like 30,
Okay,
40. Let me
sure.
see. But yeah, that's a super corner case, and this is not
Yeah, I'm
going to
like
be for
I
me.
still don't have that character, so I'm like,
Hold on, let me look up Grand Charlotta. Grand Charlotta starts. Yeah, it's 40. It's 40 extra meter that she starts gives everybody. But yeah, this isn't going to come up. You're here because Toto Aoi is a bro. He's in fact the bro, and he's so bro that he's yeah. It's hilarious, and I just enjoy the fact that he's here. That said, we also have characters, but we only have one of them so far. We're getting the next set of characters in 3.5 hours, but we can take a quick look at Yuji and Megumi.
oh, you forgot to talk about Toga's Call, which is also pretty nice.
Oh, what does he do again? I just moved off of him.
Three turns of 10% uplift.
Hmm.
At 3-star gives 30% CA damage up, and at 4-star, 10% CA damage cap up.
Okay, so mini Bahamut.
And at hidden effect is that Yuji Megami get instant charge on call.
Ah, okay. All right. So speaking of Yuji and Megumi, we've got ourselves a pair of collab characters. Um, they have the no charge bar, always multi attack, and instead of doing a skill nuke when attacking, they have to take damage in order to do their nuke, which is a 2-hit dark damage nuke, short cooldown. Um, but it is a different way of doing like the Bowman slash Meg slash all of those other characters. Actually, don't Sanji and Zoro also do that? The triple attack followed by um, using meter to do a nuke. So they use meter for it. Yuji and Megumi need to get hit for it. And so, this has its uses. Um, they have the Shonen Jump special where when they CA, they end their cooldowns on their red skills as well.
Considering that it's unworldly, and considering the fact that they don't get charge bar normally.
Hmm. They have to get their meter from using their Divergent Fist over here, and by taking damage to cast it more often.
Also, CAs from other people.
hmm And Toto. Let's not forget the bro. He's important. Then here's Nue. It is a dispel on a short cooldown, mostly because of Black Flash and Shikigami up here, and it has Thunderstruck and Light Attack down. But the big thing is that this dispels.
Hey, Albert also has Thunderstruck
Yeah, this is
in
true.
Dark.
Yeah. And then over here we have Raging Resolve, which is one turn of triple attack, one turn of Chaser, not one attack of it, and a sharp boost to attack. Sharp boost to attack, we don't know if that means actual like damage uncap or not, because there's another collab character who has this text but doesn't actually raise his cap by very much. That's our boy Levi.
It's noted as a symbol for assassin, so I
hmm
don't know.
Yeah. Ready in 3 turns, cooldown 12 turns, so I'm thinking it actually is real assassin.
She's a one-time assassin. It's pretty good.
Because, I mean, if we go over to Wind Saber, if I remember right, our boy Captain Levi still has that. Yeah, he has it too. Attack is boosted one time, but it's like not the same for him.
I mean, his is just a lower multiplier, if I remember correctly,
Yeah. All right. So
but it's
anyway.
still counted as an assassin for purposes of assassins.
hmm All right. So the other stuff that we get, we do not get for a little while. We are going to be getting the Nobara and Maki
Well,
character.
I would actually like to point out another thing on their
Oh yeah.
thing.
Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
The fact that they have a hostility node, which they're gonna need
In order to take damage. Yeah, that makes
in order
sense.
to be even targeted in the first place.
Let's take a
You
look at this.
literally
Yeah,
you can't use this character with
hostility,
that deal.
CA cap up. Oh yeah, yeah. That's not even being targeted. It's taking damage, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, they actually need to hit, so they can't have a shield on themselves.
hmm
Uh,
Okay.
Also, Divine Dog Totality, the second passive, it's all right.
hmm
It would only see use in fights where the foe puts up mirrored image though, because it's an AoE nuke that is a really small nuke at that.
So we talk about this single use case a lot, but back in Dark Unite and Fight, you actually could use Zoro and Sanji if you were playing on a budget, because they had the ability to just keep hitting after their attack and they're free. This is also the case for Yuji and Megumi, because um, they will do 2 separate nukes upon if like doing the post 50%. They'll be taking some damage from the punch rush to do Divergent Fist, and because it's a special attack, they'll do a second nuke. So that is something to note. They have multiple use cases, but also and so that's a thing you can do. Is that it
Uh,
for these two?
yeah.
Okay.
Well, I don't think you actually mentioned that the CA actually resets their skills.
Yeah, I called it the Shonen Jump special because Luffy and the Shinsengumi boys have it. And on Luffy and the Shinsengumi boys, it is a very usable feature on them. This is not to be underestimated. It's just that unlike Luffy and the Shinsengumi boys, these guys have a much harder time getting that meter. They don't have a meter up node, do they? No, just hostility,
No.
CA damage cap. These are what's their support skill? Slight chance to withstand lethal. Yeah, okay.
Then this is the time where it's showing up and not being a fire unit, I guess,
hmm
because the Yorzura did not have it.
True. They had a different condition in order to do it, right? They they have to reach like 3, I think, for the Gintama effect to get resets.
Did they reset?
No, they do not reset. It's just this is based on Silver Soul. That's right. You do so Gintama does not renew their skills. They just
And
get to
I
3.
don't remember if like Demon Slayer had that either.
No, because the Tanjiro one is um linked skills and
Kagura levels, and yeah, they didn't have it at all.
yeah, and then over in Shinobu, they don't have that either. She doesn't have that either. She's got poison basically. Yeah, Wisteria poison, and then she just tries to build up poison levels. Anyway, moving on. We have a lot to talk about still, even though we are punting a lot of information to next week. A lot.
There are things that come out next week.
Yeah. So, um, before we talk about the Evoker uncaps, we are going to have to talk about a whole lot. So, I'm going to switch screens, and we are going to have to talk. Let's talk about some of the news, and we are going to first talk about the new class that comes out next week, King, which I'm guessing is going to become Kingpin. And so, like, the whole thing about Kingpin is that you have to have both a dagger and a gun in order to do the things that involve dual wield. Um, hold on, I need to actually bring up the translation I did as well. I forgot to bring that up. My bad. Let's open this. All right. So the thing about this and why I'm talking about them first is because this is specifically called out as a way to bring in an evoker and activate their upright passive. So aperitif, wait, not aperitif. It is the feigned death one. Here it is, Mantudura. So you fake your death. And when you fake your death, the way that this actually happens is your MC gets knocked out, specifically uses the word knocked out, and then the next member in line comes in, and then after that person comes in, then you revive in the back line. So while you are not in the front line, then they get their own set of buffs, which is attack up and multi-attack up. They also get hostility up, and then when the MC comes back into the front line, that person will lose their buffs, and then the MC will get attack up, defense up, multi-attack up, and then um, 1 turn cooldown reduction. And so this is the Nighthound-ish half of Bandit King right here.
Mm-hmm.
So you swap out, and you get to turn on all the evoker stuff. And so this instantly makes characters like way better. You know, Frau. It was actually annoyingly hard in a lot of fights to get like fire evokers up front. It's really easy to get like a dark evoker up front, and by A I mean just the one. Um, it's surprisingly easy to get like a wind evoker up front if you really want them to, because you have a bunch of things that just say, hey, this one person will now get hit really hard. But yeah, this now lets you have it for every single element. Other things that King is going to be allowed to do. So the other EMPs, they're going to have like a bounty hunt thing, which I don't feel like will be a very important. Every
Or fire.
that's true. That's true. So you can get your TN bounty hunt way up here. And then the third one, which is a unique buff that says, so bonus success rate for bounty hunt, attack specs increase based on the opponent's bounty hunt level, and when you are dual wielding both gun and dagger, then the buff duration gets longer, and it attempts to bounty hunt twice.
Oh, that's the one, the red buttons.
That's one of the
I
EMPs.
know. That's not red. That should not be red.
It's yellow here.
Yeah.
Everybody gets Parfait Tamur, uh, and so yeah, the buff is not removable, by the way. So you're trying to just turn everybody into Tien with this, where you get attack specs up by stacking on Bounty Hunter. We'll see
And
how well this. Go ahead.
considering one of the things you get that does bounty hunt gives you weakness element chaser is pretty nice.
Hmm. And then we have the base skill, which is a unique buff. Yeah, you said weakness element chaser, 3 stacks of bounty hunt. So they've built bounty hunt
Weakness
into
element
its own
chaser
button.
is always a different thing than just a fire chaser, for
Hmm.
example.
Yeah. Then there's Banquet is the description of the buff. So in 2 turns it inflicts assault. We'll have to like look again and see what that does. But you also get Break Assassin, and it ends your cooldown on red abilities once that turn counter comes up. So those are the things that you can do with King. Then you have the passives, which are you gain more rupees. Yeah, sure. Increased chance to land bounty hunt. That's
Yeah,
been
I
the
need more
case.
rupees. I'm not gonna scoff at that one.
Yeah. And then attack up based on bounty hunt. That's a lot of things that have been coming since we had Bandit Tycoon. This is the new stuff. King style. Attack up when dual wielding. Ability damage does not consume assassin buffs. Yay! We've needed this for years, and it was for a long time locked into individual character buffs or having Tien in frontline and transcended.
Yeah, that doesn't change anything for that one
Yeah.
for fire.
And then the last one, King's Wisdom, which is an MC passive that matters in the backline, once again inherited from Nighthound. Every 3 turns, 2 hits of randomly targeted elemental weakness damage, attack down, defense down, debuff, resist down, stacking inflicted at the same time.
Yeah, that one's really good.
Yeah. So this class is going live, and when we are at the same time, basically, that this class goes live, we are going to get Frau.
I'm trying to actually look at what elements actually work well with gun and a dagger as separate weapons.
Okay, so gun and dagger as separate weapons.
And
So,
I'm also trying to remove just getting rid of Grands in the question,
right.
which makes
So,
this infinitely harder.
light actually does quite well with gun and dagger. You have the Xeno gun, you have shooting of the star. The dagger for light, you can always make the Revenant dagger. Although, let's see what else we have.
You have a Lancet. Lancet's not bad.
Set. Light dagger.
Taming sorry, you can get for 30 Moonshot.
Yeah, or Ivory Arc, but that's Grands, and you said not to look at Grands. There's a few respectable ones though.
I forgot the Love Light is a light dagger. Lancet is really good. Indigo Flameseeker is not that bad.
Hmm.
And then we always have the option of just make your Revenant weapon
Yeah.
for dagger.
Cosmic dagger. Not really. No.
No,
Let's.
you're not gonna main unless have like a lot of daggers. You're not gonna have that in your grid.
Yeah, I think you mentioned the Indigo Flame Stinger already, right? The Yo weapon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as quenching.
Yeah. So there's options. Not all of them are free options, but Light can do it, and Light honestly doesn't mind, like putting Geisenborger in front. Like it's also kind of annoying to get Geisenborger up front without help. Let me see here. What other like good daggers and gun combos are there?
Dark has an easy one for dagger.
Are you trying to say Parazonium? It's not Parazonium, is it?
No,
Oh wait.
I was thinking of Bahamut dagger.
Oh, also Pain of Death.
Yeah,
Um, and then for gun, you can actually the Bismarck is actually quite respectable. So Dark can do it pretty well.
Phantasmus is not a bad alternative because it gives you good stats.
hmm Uh, Wind has a lot of guns, but not necessarily that much in the way of
Their
daggers.
free daggers suck.
Yeah, their free daggers suck. You were basically just like, yeah, can we just go back to like Reunion and um, Love Eternal? Okay. Um,
Reunion of Eternal, Weird Dagger.
Earth actually has a very good lineup of daggers and guns because there's Galleon gun over here, which is quite respectable. Um,
Zircon Edge is a dagger, and you can get that from Rise of the Beasts.
yeah, and also the Ennead dagger is also quite respectable. I've seen that a lot lately.
Oh, Jackknife, yeah.
Um, this one is Tachinen, not Ennead, so from Bennu, not from the Skull and Belerga.
Okay. Yeah, that one's good.
Water has a respectable dagger over here with the Cruce of Hypnos. Gun, you can once again go back to the what is this again? This is the FAMAS. That's right, the Clarion.
The
So
one that increases your skill damage.
just it's exactly the same as Bismarck, basically. So other than Wind, which has trouble with daggers, I think there's a lot to go with.
Fire has struggles with some guns.
The gun has there's Summer's Mirage, which is the one of the Rise of the Beasts weapons. It's not great, but you know it's respectable.
Anyways, pop gun.
Yeah, Pop Gun, Transcended, not Transcended, Awakened Benetia, etc.
If only the shrimp spreader did not make its best thing on Fridays
Fridays
in
and only
Japan.
Fridays, yeah.
Also, did you hear about the website for Premium Friday going down, not being available?
Yeah, the Premium Friday website is dead. It was like premiumfriday.com, I think.
I think
Premium
so.
Dash Friday. Yeah, it's dead. So basically, Granblue Fantasy is the last place in Japan
It
that celebrates.
supports Premium Friday.
Yeah, and it does it ironically too, which is pretty funny to me.
I mean, she set the entire temple on fire.
Yeah.
That
So
was
I,
our introduction to her.
so yeah, I'm looking forward to Kingpin though. This is gonna open up a lot of
Amazing.
possibilities. Ooh, thank you for the follow. All right. So with that knowledge, we now move on to talking about how Frau and Lobelia will work. Where did that go? Do, 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 do.
I can't control F for it. Help.
I know. I hate this. There we go. Frau 5-star uncapped details. Here we are. So here's what we're gonna have. So first, her CA will include DATA down as debuffs.
That's
That
always nice.
that is nice. You always underestimate how much damage this saves you. Anything that cares about debuff. Can you think of anything that cares about debuff count in Fire?
In fire, not at the top of my mind.
Okay, we'll move on from that then. So she get her skill 4. This is the one that you're gonna have to use the Sunlight Stone for. She eats 50% of her max HP, puts up a shield. We don't know how much the shield is for right now. But then after she does normal attacks, she will cast Indominus,
Which is her heal.
which is her double nuke into double heal, and double. It's double debuff removal, or is it double dispel?
You're thinking of the other one.
It's double debuff removal then, right?
It's the yeah, you're right.
Okay,
It's because of heal.
yeah. But because it requires strength upright, then it's always doubled. So she's going to tack on an extra, what, 5 million or something like that to her normal attacks when she has this on? Is it 5? Is it closer to 4? It's a lot.
The cap normally is 480k,
hmm So it's
and it
like,
caps twice.
so it's 3-ish million, I think, with everything up. That's
Yeah, it's pretty
still
good.
still pretty good. But yeah, that is what she gets from using the Sunlight Stone. Here's her new support ability, which is the Devil's Arms. Um, whenever she casts a red skill, then she does additional fire damage. So her double nukes become triple nukes. It's like, okay.
She only has red skills.
Yeah. So
Well,
that
that last one's probably a yellow skill, but
maybe, probably, we'll find out.
it says it eats her health
Gives her a
and then gives
shield.
her a buff.
Yeah, I wonder how long that buff lasts too. We'll have to find that out when it comes. Uh, all right. The
It'd be
uh,
funnier if it was a debuff,
yeah, the devil
a level
reversed.
debuff.
Yeah, the devil reversed thing that she gains is that everybody in the front line will have their ability specs increased. Um, okay, that one's, it'll be free damage that'll be hard to notice except in the long run. And then the last thing is that her other strength upright thing is that all ally skill cooldowns will be reduced by 1 when she goes back to front. And that's insane.
No, her back to front was just she can double cast now, so
Yeah. So
it's all
she
right.
does something for the team. Everybody else in the team has their cooldowns cut by 1. So this is a pretty big glow up though. Like her back to front really hits hard and she's gonna do like Astariola levels of healing.
I think mine right now does all 5,000, 6,000 healing
And
per cast.
she'll do it every time she attacks. That's huge.
The funnier thing is that her domain is that when she CAs, it goes off cooldown. So she's next turn she can just do it anyways.
Mhm. That
But the
one's
fact that it can cast from auto attack means that it actually it gets around being skill sealed.
right. Okay. Um then the Lobelia one over here. So Lobelia's update is that on his CA, he'll give himself a magic crest on CA. So he'll get one
I
at
totally forgot that's not part of his thing.
mm-hmm.
I thought he just did it, but it was because it was Callous Fist that was
It's
giving him that
yeah,
one.
every 3 turns he gets one. Where if you're pressing skill 1 all the time, then pretty much every 3 turns he will also be CAing because of the guaranteed triple attack on it.
Triple attack, yeah.
So, um, extra crests so that you can press skill 2 more often is amazing. The new ability, his skill 4, once again the one that will eat the Sunlight Stone, is going to deal earth damage. It will put on a debuff that amplifies the damage that they take, and
That's always
then
good.
it'll do extra hits up to 11 hits total based on the number of magic crests he has, which could
Well,
be
if
a
he
lot.
comes in from the back, he has 10 magic crests.
hmm So yeah, this one's gonna hit really hard.
Will it
Uh,
be a link skill? Who knows?
we will find out. Here's his support ability, the new one, the like rebirth of the tower, or whatever of the tower. Every time he
Power reversed?
no, tower reverse is the last one. Is the next one I
Okay.
mean. This one's like this is the word they use for revitalize the buff, but I don't think they'll call it towers revitalization. They'll call it like towers, I don't know, vigor or something. I'm not sure. But every time he callous fists, which is every 3 turns, then everybody will heal. So free healing, you know, that's something that's happened to Astari. Well, Astariola already had it. Frau is getting more of it. And Lobelia is getting it in a much smaller way. Like Keim's weapon gives it to you passively to reward you for getting buffs. So more ways of getting,
The hardest thing that Earth had, getting buffs.
yeah. So the new tower reversed thing is that when he's in the back line and they use an ability, not only will they get the ability damage cap up that they previously got, but it will also do amplify skill damage stacking. So
That's pretty
even
good.
more skill damage for your front
So
line.
you, so you can do that. You can do that before you bring him back in. Bring him in
hmm
to
And
get your
then
amp.
when he's actually in, then not only does he get the 10 crests, but he will also give himself the same ability damage amp, probably at maximum strength of what he gives to the front line. But Yeah, these are both really good. Like they pass the eyeball test for sure. They definitely give you a real reason to be like, all right, let's bring this evoker up front.
I don't forgot his domain, which you're gonna get because you needed his domain in order to upgrade him. Was that you have indefinite stackable attack defense for the people who are acting tower reversed. So you're
Hmm.
just having like four different buffs on yourself in
Oh,
Earth.
that's right. I have to do this because yeah, the domain thing here. Actually, some people don't take it just because it makes animations way longer.
Yeah, well, you're gonna
Oh,
need it if you want to upgrade.
I'm definitely gonna need to actually fill these out. So, thankfully, we have Tales of our Car of the Tower coming next, and so I can fill out these domains.
Remember, he could be your devil or your angel.
He's absolutely my devil. He is probably my sleep paralysis demon. All right. Anyway, sorry. Let's go back. And so that's both the evoker changes and the MC class change, which incidentally buffs every evoker if you want to. And the last thing we're gonna talk about today,
You just have to deal with the fact that your MC's not there anymore.
or maybe make plans for your MC to come back because there's 2 steps to the feign death. Um, let's see here. So the last thing to do will be to just take a quick look at the roadmap that they showed us, and so we've talked about next week. Um, we also have some characters coming up. We'll talk about those characters next week. Otherwise, it's all we're doing is just looking at art. The only thing I care about is that I will in fact be sparking for Summer Tyrannosaurus, just because it makes me laugh and I
Hmm.
have and because of all of these giveaways, I have a little over 2 sparks uh stocked up now, so I might as well use them on this. Um, but let me go take a look for the roadmap. Stupid WordPress. Control F doesn't do anything. I hate this.
I don't
There
really
it
need
is.
to
Found
do
it.
my join people's raids.
Found it. All right, let's open this thing up. So here's the roadmap that they gave us for the rest of 2023 and incoming 2024. So uh, this arrow here is Magna 2 Pro, so that arrow is pointing at November. We've got the first of the upcoming high difficulty V2 raids coming like October-ish. And then once winter hits, then we'll be able to fight the world. We'll have new story stuff. The big thing to take away from this is that they did in fact extend the period where they said, yeah, we're gonna give you the evoker uncaps, but they're just like, yeah, the previous timeline was pretty ambitious for them to be done by summer. They will now be done by like early 2024 because we still have 4 to go and there's only
So many months
4 months
left.
left in the year of 2023. Um, and then yeah, so we've got here in spring 2024 is where we have the anniversary stuff. There is going to be a ton of stuff here, and so we're not even going to try thinking about what's going to happen at this gigantic thing here because it just says, yeah, the really big 10th anniversary update, Magna 3 and more. It's like, oh no, let's focus up here. We've still got ourselves a Flash Gala to look forward to next week with 3 to 4 new characters and a dinosaur wearing a bikini. All right. Anything else to talk about, or should we just let's see? So we'll have the 3 new characters there. We'll have our Gojo summon. We'll have our Nobara and Maki duo character.
Oh, that's
Um,
today. Dope.
that's in 3 hours. Yeah, that's when those new characters come in. But I think that's it.
Yeah, I think so for our current agenda. Next week we'll have to do this on Wednesday though.
That's right. You are going to be on the road on Friday or Thursday, aren't you?
Correct.
Yeah. So we'll do this Wednesday next week. We will see you then. So thanks, DJ, for joining me on all these occasions. Uh, Everybody else there, well, I was glad to see as many of you as I could at Evo. I always regret that I can't see more people. Um, like I know that I didn't see Blue out there, and Blue's like, "Hey, I didn't see you." I'm like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." I made sure
I
to
saw
like,
Blue, but I don't think Blue ever recognizes me. So
yeah, I dapped him up at Slashback, but after that, I'm like, "All right, Blue, we need to get you out to Japan." He's like, "That one's got to be a tough one." It's like, "Yeah, yeah, I'm sorry." Um, I was laughing actually when I was starting up this stream because I got reminded that one of the people I'm trying to get out to. So I'm jokingly trying to get 3 people out to Granblue Fest this year. And by jokingly, I mean I'm serious about some of them more than others. It's like if Isaiah
mhm.
can make it, well, I'm trying to bring Isaiah. Um, it's super inexpensive to bring Sasha Call out. So I think I will just try and do that because Sasha Call coming from Southeast Asia, like their flights from there are like $200. I'm like, yeah, I can do that.
It's
I
way more affordable than my flight.
yeah.
Especially
Um,
especially as we have to think about it's during winter holiday season.
yeah, it's gonna freaking we're gonna have a Christmas date, a Christmas Eve date with KMR and Fukuhara. It's gonna be weird. But anyway, um, and
It's
then
just that old Christmas stream from back in like 2017.
yeah,
No,
yeah, you're right.
2016.
And with Fukuhara and the I hope he brings
The
back the reindeer
reindeer.
costume. Yeah. But anyway, yeah. And then I was like, "Hey, Blue, you should come out too." And he's like, you need to, there's so many barriers to that one." I'm like, "We'll try. We'll try." It is such a good experience to go to Granblue Fest these days. Like my experience at Final Fantasy Fan Fest just made me miss Granblue Fest even more. I'm like, I could have been to Granblue Fest. That would have been, oh
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
We had a couple of friends who went to Osaka Fest and they had a great time. It is a well-run event. They do 5 of these a year. They know how to do them now. It's good. All right.
I just want more gacha machines.
Yeah, you right.
We didn't have one last year. It was weird.
I'm
Did I say
okay
last
with
year? But it
it.
was this year.
Yeah, I'm okay with it personally because I have the worst luck with those things.
Meanwhile, mine looks pretty good.
Yeah, I don't get it. Anyway. All right.
9
Thanks
out of 10,
everybody.
baby.
Yeah. Thanks everybody. Thanks for joining us. See you next Wednesday when we do this, and we'll have a lot to talk about again. But DJ, as always, it is a pleasure talking shop with you. And
Always been good.
oh man, DJ,
What's up?
I know that there's going to be like a lot of discussion about what changes will happen between now and the second beta, but if I just did nothing but play Fall Grands the entire time,
I mean,
like
you're testing the server lobby.
would who would join me? Do you think we could just get 30-person games like the
Yes,
entire time?
that's very easy to probably gather.
Yes!
I feel like more people are gonna play that than the fighting game, to be honest.
Fall Grants, Fall Grants, Fall Grants, Fall Grants. All right, see you this fall, everybody, for
See you in Grand
that
Brews.
Grand Brews Legends, baby. All right, good night, all. Thank you again.